Good day, I'm Rex's Prime, and we gonna keep playing Broken Sword. Okay, just gonna check audio.
The attendant had an air of
It's fine.
self-importance and a kind of steely eyes that never seemed to blink.
Alright, where did I left off?
He was a thin-faced, pallid guy with a questionable taste in outlandish clothes. My mother used to dress like that.
As usual, I try to press tab for the inventory. I think I haven't talked to him about all the items I have.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie.
Oh, right, I haven't talked about anything. Did I talk about the items?
Did I show you this tool?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
Though I can't imagine why.
Right, so I think we're gonna start with the assassins.
How did the assassins operate?
Well, as I explained, the new recruits would be only too willing to die for the cause. They'd be instructed in the use of the dagger, poisons, and disguise. Then, the Grand Master of the sect would name an enemy of Allah.
And they'd stop at nothing to eliminate that enemy.
You got it. They were fearless and deadly.
Does the cult of the assassins still exist?
Take a look around at the world today. You tell me.
Don't know who
Do you know
how that
Pegram
answers
well?
this.
Not really. I met him at a conference. I would have liked to talk to him in depth, but I didn't have time.
When was this?
Oh, back in the summer, July, I think.
The second week of July?
Maybe. Yes, it was, just before Bastille Day.
So Pegram was in Paris at the same time as the other victims.
Pardon? Victims of what?
Nothing. Just thinking aloud.
Okay.
Does the name Montfaucon mean anything to you?
Sure, it was the most grisly spectacle in Paris until the Revolution.
A public toilet?
Montfaucon was the place of execution for many thousands. A dark temple of death, with row upon row of arches, each one framing a grim exhibit. Scores of rotting corpses swung on creaking rope, while the crows devoured their flesh.
That explains the image of the hanged man. I found a reference to Montfaucon in Ireland, in a village called Lochmarn.
I'm just gonna tell him everything.
Where was the site of Montfaucon?
To the northeast, near the Canal Saint-Martin, but there's nothing there now. The old gibbet was torn down during the Revolution.
Okay.
What can you tell me about Philippe le Bel?
He was responsible for the extermination of the Knights Templar.
I know that, but why was Philip so hot to get rid of them?
Mostly because he wanted to get his hands on their treasure. He had an enormous debt and a lifelong war with England to fund. The trouble was, the Templars were a highly respected holy order.
If the Templars were so powerful, how did this Philippe dude wipe them out?
By underhanded, dishonorable means, of course. The Pope was Clement V, a Frenchman.
French, huh? Handy for Philippe.
Fate had nothing to do with it. He was Philippe's puppet, planted to further his political ambitions. Philippe wanted the wealth of the Templars and used Clement to get it.
So what was Philippe's plan? What happened?
Sealed orders were sent out all over France, not to be opened until the appointed day. That day was Friday, July 13th. That's the origin of our superstition regarding that date. At dawn, throughout the whole of France, the Templars were arrested. It was the biggest bust in the history of the world.
What happened to the Templars after their arrest?
Philippe was out for blood, so he handed the Templars over to the Inquisition. Not surprisingly, they confessed to a sensational and sordid list of blasphemies.
Like what?
Oh, the sort of things you read about in the gutter press. devil worship, lewd sexual practices, spitting on the Holy Cross, that kind of thing.
Well, that must have given their lawyers some headaches.
Whether or not the accusations were true, this was not good publicity. Most of the charges were probably cooked up, but so were the Templars, literally. Hundreds of them were found guilty of heresy and flame grilled at the stake. They died protesting their innocence.
But surely Philippe had no proof of his charges against the Templars.
A man will admit anything under torture. The Inquisition fabricated some nonsensical demon called Baphomet, and then suggested to the
Oh.
victims that this was what they worshipped.
But they didn't have to agree.
The records show a Templar coming to trial with both feet burnt off. Fragments of flesh and charred bone falling from the stumps. What would you not admit to stop such torment?
So there was no truth at all in the Baphomet accusations?
Not a shred. Almost every victim described the idol differently. No, Baphomet never existed outside the sick minds of the Inquisitors.
So that's where Baphomet comes from. Interesting.
So Philippe stole the Templars' riches, huh?
Oh no, they weren't stupid. The king's troops marched first on the temple in Paris, then to the Templar home port at La Rochelle. There was no trace of the treasure, and the fleet of the Knights Templar had set sail.
Okay, guess I'm gonna ask about the Templars first.
Can you tell
Can't
me
say that.
anything about the Knights Templar?
Word.
I sure can, Georgie. Soldiers, diplomats, mercenaries, monks, bankers, you name it, the Templars fit the bill. The greatest fighting force in Christendom, the militia of Christ.
Jeez.
First. Yeah, I think I said it right now.
How did the Templars get their name?
From the building in which they set up their headquarters. The king of Jerusalem gave them part of a mosque on the Temple Mount. It was said to have been the site of the original Temple of Solomon. The order became known first as the Knights of the Temple, and later as the Knights Templar.
You're a mine of information, Andre.
Glad to be of help, Georgie.
How come the Templars became so wealthy?
There was a constant stream of new recruits to their ranks, many from noble families. They were required to swear a sacred oath of poverty, chastity, and obedience. So, their money, goods, and lands were donated to the order. The Templars soon held land in France, Scotland, England, Spain, most of Europe, in fact. The poor Knights of Christ became the wealthiest power in Christendom.
So much for poverty.
Is it true the treasure of the Knights Templar was never found?
Who knows? So little knowledge of what really happened remains. Or, if it does, the truth has never been made public.
What do you mean by that?
The Templars have attained mythological status, like the King Arthur of the Britons. There are people even now who say the Templars still exist.
Do you think that's likely?
No, not for a minute.
The manuscript is being looked after by a friend.
In Paris?
Yeah, not far from here, in fact.
Well, just give me the address and I'll come round and take a look.
I'm not so sure about that. Maybe I should check with her first.
A female friend?
Yeah, she's a woman. Maybe it was my imagination, but I noticed a predatory look in his eye. Suddenly, this friendly historian had turned into the big bad wolf. This friend who has the manuscript,
Oui, the anonymous girlfriend.
she lives at 361
Oh, okay, we're not
Rue Jarry.
even gonna consult
I
her.
know it well. I'll drop by. Just as soon as I can.
We should probably warn her.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
Just gonna go back, warn her that we just leaked her information. Some creep. there.
Hi.
Hello, Josh.
Oblivion dialogue.
Labino explained who the Hashashin were.
Yeah?
The cult of the assassins.
Oh, boy.
Okay, that's all she
Have
had
you
to
found
say.
out any more about the Knights Templar?
Yes, I have. The guy responsible for their downfall was Philippe IV, the King of France, otherwise known as Philippe le Bel.
I've heard of him.
Well, he is known to history as Philippe the Fair, but I doubt if the Templars called him that. I'm sure André will tell you all about him.
Okay, so nothing more.
Let's take another look at the manuscript. I have to
Alright.
go.
Okay. Good luck.
Why did she say it like that? Right, so where am I supposed to go? Oh, right. This location.
I once read a list of low-stress jobs. It didn't include police work. Obviously, this guy hadn't read the same list. Excuse me, officer.
And how may I help you?
Could you tell me what this white powder is?
Do you know what this is?
Aha! You Americans with your notorious nose candy. I read Hollywood Wives. I know all about it.
If you tried to sniff this stuff, you'd wall up your nostrils. It's plaster of Paris.
It is. Thank heaven. For one awful moment, I thought I might actually have to arrest somebody. Alors, the paperwork. You have no idea.
What do you think of this?
A blood pressure sleeve.
Don't you want to know why I'm carrying it?
No, that would be dangerously similar to making inquiries. I might get a reputation for taking my job seriously.
Look at this gem. What do you think?
Cut glass.
No, it's not. It's for real.
What kind of madman would go around waving a priceless gem
I know, right?
under people's noses?
So either it's glass or I'm mad? I didn't like to think about that for too long. Take a look at this.
Ah, an electrician. My TV has been acting up. Could you fix it?
I doubt it. This isn't my ID.
Police isn't gonna do anything about it.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
The pattern looks Middle Eastern. Beyond that, who knows?
Do you know what this is?
It's a sewer key.
Does it mean anything to you?
Do you belong to some obscure arm of the Masons?
What?
Does this red nose mean anything to you?
Aha! A prosthetic nose. Very significant.
It is?
No, I am just having a little joke.
What do you make of this grease paint stained tissue?
Delightful. Would you like to see some of my used tissues?
Hell no.
Then please put yours away.
Have you seen this man before?
No. Who is it?
I believe him to be an international assassin.
Oh.
Is that all you can say? Oh.
I
Well,
did
yeah, he
wonder
doesn't want
if
to
I
work.
should say that I believed you to be an international paranoiac, but it didn't seem polite.
Would you like to shake? I stopped myself barely in time. Electrocuting a cop would not have been smart. They'd rebuild the Bastille just so they could throw me in and throw away the key.
Oh, that was good.
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Les Templiers. Only that they were excommunicated in 1312 and hanged in their dozens within this very square.
Boy, what they teach in the police academy these days.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
Shouldn't you be off directing traffic or something?
You have seen the Parisian traffic, no?
Yeah, so?
I could direct the traffic. The most dangerous, the east side of Rome. Or I can sit here and enjoy the sun, the architecture, and the so-so Sauvignon. Which would you choose?
Yeah, but I'm not a policeman. What happened to duty?
An excellent question, monsieur.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
Okay. Oh, look at that. A manhole cover. And I have a sewer key.
A typically Parisian sidewalk cafe. Last time I visited one of those, it blew up. I decided I was happy enough right where I was.
Yeah, we don't really have a good track record for visiting cafes in Paris. Oh, there's more.
Fixed to the wall was a sign in 3 languages. In French, English, and German, it read, "In 1312, Pope Clement V dissolved the Knightly Order of the Templars and excommunicated its members on charges of heresy. In the following 2 years, many of the knights were hanged on this site. Their Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, was burnt at the stake on an island in the Seine." An ornate fountain stood in one corner of the square. I'd have to come by here in the summer to see it working.
Oh, right. What kind of... Oh, it's fall. Or autumn.
There was no water to frolic about in, and the leaf mold that was collecting there just wasn't the same somehow. In the middle of the square was a manhole. I wondered if there might be something relevant beneath street level. I
Yes.
couldn't open it with my bare hands.
He got that video game knowledge. Video game... sense? The gamer sense? Yeah, anyway.
Hey, hey you! What do you think you're doing? Leave that comer alone. Now.
What? You're gonna arrest me?
Sorry, no harm intended.
You stay away from that.
And now I wanna get in there even more. No, wait, stop. Let me look.
At the top of the stairs was a medieval church.
Okay, he just automatically walks there.
A row of old pews, beautifully carved and glowing with polish. I thought of all the people who must have sat here over the decades. All those Parisian derrieres, firm buttocks of the young ladies, the flabby flesh of the old men. That wasn't a pleasing image, so
Talking
I
too
went back
much.
to the young ladies. Whoa!
What? Oh, because he kept thinking about the ladies.
I didn't have time to sit around. A knight's tomb, his effigy in marble lying in perpetual state, waiting in prayer for the judgment day.
There's so much to look at.
A knight there in the company of his fellows. biblical references engraved into the tomb edge to guide his way to the next world, I guess. A stone knight lay on the church floor. Just think, there's a dead guy under there. The second stone knight in a row of 4 lay on the church floor. I was surprised Philip le Bel had left this place alone. A statue of a knight holding a staff and a scroll. The statue had any secrets. It was concealing them pretty well. A stone knight lay in full stone armor, blank eyes looking at the ceiling. Carrying all that armor around must have been hard work. A stone knight lay at the end of a row of 4. I wondered if this guy had died in combat.
Oh. Oh, okay. I can look at those things.
An enormous window. In comparison to its neighbor, it looked pretty plain. A huge arched window. Somehow it looked more modern than its neighbor. A huge stained glass window formed a magnificent centerpiece for its neighbors. I didn't recognize the biblical story in it. I was a Sunday school dropout. A scroll was a symbol of scholarship. I knew that much. On the end of the staff was some kind of disc with a cross on it. Around the base of the disc was a hairline crack. Well, I could have just taken the end off the staff, but I wanted to be sure what I'd be getting out of vandalizing a church, other than deported. Per disciplinum meum lux videbis. A bit of a stained glass window. Wow!
Okay.
Hoping for
Don't
a
have to
big
sound so
insight while
sarcastic.
squinting through a hunk of statuary had been pretty optimistic, I guess. A scroll. Per disciplinum.
Okay, yeah.
A bit of a stained glass window. Wow! Hoping for a big insight while squinting through a hunk of statuary had been pretty optimistic, I guess.
Okay. Do I have something?
I didn't have time to sit around.
Okay. And if I just walk up here without touching the church, okay, I just walk into the church anyway. Okay. Interesting. The shadows are different. Okay. What am I supposed to do?
Hello again, officer.
Hello again, monsieur.
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur. I'll be there.
an architectural echo of the gallows that once used to stand here.
Hmm.
A knight's tomb. Well, I could have just, but I wanted to be sure other than
Okay. Trying to open the coffins or whatever these things are.
a huge stained glass. I didn't recognize the biblical.
Oh. He shrugged. Just gonna try open this up again.
Hey, hey, you! What do you think you're doing? Leave that comer alone. Now.
Sorry, no harm intended.
You stay away from that.
Right, so how do I distract this guy?
Hello again, officer.
Hello?
What do you think of it?
A blood?
Don't you want to know?
No? I'm a...
I've shown you this plastic.
Oui, monsieur.
Look at this gem.
Cut glass.
No, it's...
What?
So, I didn't like... Take a look at...
Ah, my...
Does this...
That... The...
Do you know what...
It's...
Does it...
Do you...
Does this red nose mean...
Ah, that...
It is?
No.
What do you mean?
The...
Hell no.
Then...
Have you seen...
No.
I believe...
Oh,
Is that...
but it...
Would you like to share... I stopped electrocute. They'd rebuild the... I'll see you around.
Just gonna look here. The shack next to the word. So perhaps I go back to what it's called, museum. How? Like this.
Through the grimy glass, I could see several large shapes in a gloomy room. What they were, I couldn't imagine. There was no obvious way into the building. Access to the side and rear of the museum building was blocked by a dense clump of bushes. A real macho guy would have plunged straight into the spiky, scratchy bushes. Not me.
Okay.
Hi, Andre.
Hello,
Thanks for your help.
You're welcome.
Pardon me.
Oui, monsieur?
Does this apparatus mean anything to you?
Non, monsieur.
Did I show you this gem?
Yes, you did.
Does this white powder mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Thanks for your help. The case contained the tripod shown on the manuscript.
No, monsieur. No et no.
Okay, okay.
What if I do it anyway?
As I reached toward the display, I froze.
Oh.
Then tried to get myself together and act nonchalantly.
No, monsieur. No et no.
Okay, okay.
Where was that window cover there? Okay, just gonna stand
No,
there.
monsieur.
Okay, okay.
Leave it alone. That closet is over 3,000 years old.
Closet? It's a sarcophagus. It was an ancient Egyptian sarcophagus with a beautifully painted effigy of its owner on the lid.
Oh, maybe I have to distract him by opening the window. That worked. Now what?
It is closing time, Monsieur Lobino.
I just did it because I could.
Already, there just aren't enough hours in the day.
More than enough for me. I can't wait to get home and put my feet up.
Eh bien, see you tomorrow.
Good night, Monsieur.
Why didn't I just steal it before them?
Hey, Guido! Look at this!
Quit fooling around, you moron! Get your ass over here and bring that flashlight.
Am I really just gonna talk to them?
What the... Who's there?
Let's get out of here!
But is that Nicole?
And when I woke up, I was at the police station. Luckily, I managed to persuade Rosso I was innocent.
Poor Georges.
What a mess. I bungled the whole thing.
I don't think so. You made a pretty good job of distracting those two crooks.
Yeah, but the killer got away with the tripod.
No, he didn't. He's not the only one who can dress up in costume.
You mean
I was right.
it was you who stole the tripod? Oh,
The only
hell,
female
Nico.
character.
I could have been shot.
Those dogs are more likely to shoot their own feet.
I just wish you'd told me your plans. We're supposed to be in this together. But how come you dressed up like a pantomime cat?
Don't sulk, Georgie, please.
Oh, rats. And don't call me Georgie.
Oh, I really thought you'd be pleased. After all, we've got the tripod. Aren't you going to try putting the gem on the tripod?
I guess so. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
The gem fits perfectly, but what does that prove?
Yeah, just gonna put it in my pocket like that.
Maybe the tripod has to be in a certain location.
There's nothing on the manuscript to indicate where, though, is there?
Oh, by the way, I had a visit from André Lobineau.
Oh, yeah. I hope you didn't mind me giving him your address.
Not at all. It was lovely to see him again. He was over the moon when I showed him the manuscript. It's not often he gets that excited. He made a sketch of the knight's crest to take back to the museum. I believe he's identified the family who bear that crest.
I sure hope so.
What do you think the purpose of this tripod is?
On the manuscript, the gem is shown mounted on top of it.
So, we risked a criminal charge to steal a display stand?
Don't ask me. Maybe it's intended to hold the gem in a specific position.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
It's the bull.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem supported by a tripod. That's the tripod we borrowed from the museum.
Borrowed.
I have to go.
Already? You only just arrived.
Time and tide wait for no man.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Saved by
Oh,
surprise
hi.
cat burglar.
Hello, my
Achievement.
handsome friend.
Do you know what this tripod was used for?
I couldn't imagine.
Have you seen anyone out here watching Mademoiselle Collard's apartment?
Yes, I have. A strange man, tall and thin as a broomstick. He kept his face hidden, but I saw his eyes peering from evil little slits.
How was he dressed?
A long brown raincoat with a hat.
Or like Humphrey Bogart?
Yes, but he didn't have Bogart's charisma. Besides, this guy looked like he needed a toilet. You never saw Bogart clenching his buttocks like that.
Okay.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur. You will.
Do I go here? Look at that. Another murderer. on the loose.
There was a small crowd of 5 sightseers. It's a weird thing, but you can take the most intelligent people in the world, put them in their vacation duds, and hey presto, they look like morons. Why is that? I had no desire to talk to the crowd. The juggler was good. Why he couldn't put that kind of application into getting a real job,
Wow,
I
okay.
had no idea. Maybe he just liked dressing up like a horse's ass.
Dude.
Hey, you with the balls.
Oui?
Okay, I can just talk to him.
This gadget is a sewer key.
I do not want it. Thank you.
Well, I'm not selling it. I just wanted your opinion.
It is hardly my area of expertise.
Look, a red nose.
Oh, you say, whoop-de-doo.
Does this grease paint mean anything to you?
It looks like one of mine, or at least another jongleur.
Or a clown?
Mais naturellement, a clown.
Hardly a breakthrough. Have you seen this man before?
No,
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
you smoke.
No, I don't.
In that case, it means nothing to me.
Does this lab pass mean anything to you?
You work in a lab.
No, try again.
You steal lab passes.
No. Well, not as a habit. This was a special case. Feast your eyes on this.
Incroyable. Is it real?
I think so.
Some people believe that great gems always have curses upon them.
Oh, that's garbage. Although, now that I think about it, both of the people who had this before me disappeared in mysterious circumstances. And the guy who was supposed to get this was shot and then murdered in his hospital bed. Do you want it?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Does this plaster interest you?
Well,
Forget it. Forget that I asked. What do you think of this?
it is a medical device, oui?
Oui, yes. I've got a medieval tripod.
And my Uncle Claude has hemorrhoids. So what?
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
Oh, right, I forgot
Les Templiers?
the buzzer.
The last Grand Master, Jacques Dumoulin, was burnt on an island in the Seine in 1314.
Wow. You're pretty well educated for a juggler.
No, monsieur. I read it on
Yeah.
that board over there.
It didn't seem right to fry somebody's palm when they make their living with their hands.
Come on, George.
How did you learn to be a juggler?
Juggler? What is this juggler?
It's you. You juggle, that makes you a juggler.
No, I am a jongleur.
A jongler? What's that?
Mon Dieu. A jongleur is an artist, a master of the contragravitique aeroballetique mysteries. In centuries past, the courts of the crowned heads of Europe had the jongleurs, witty, erudite men to whom the monarchs turned in their hours of need.
Wait a minute, wait. Let me get this straight. Our enemies are at the borders, plague ravages the land, and the peasants are revolting. Thank God we've got Chuckles the Jongler to throw his balls around. I don't think so.
Why is George always so mean?
That juggling doesn't look so difficult.
Oh, it does not, does it not? Perhaps you feel you could do better, no?
I'll give it a try.
Be my guest.
I had no idea what I was doing. But this guy was obviously an idiot, so how difficult could it be? A lot more difficult than I thought. That's how difficult. Still, it was my big chance to be derided by complete strangers.
Not so easy after all, is it?
No, I guess not. Catch you later.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Let's ask the policeman about the tripod.
Hello again, officer.
Hello?
What do you know about medieval ironmongery? Have a look at this little baby.
A tripod. What is it for?
You mean you don't know?
No, monsieur. Nor do you, I think.
Which do I ask first?
What do you think of the juggler?
Ah, he is excellent, most watchable.
But he's blocking the thoroughfare and obstructing traffic.
So, he is amusing. The traffic isn't. If he wants to block it, who am I to say no?
You're a cop.
Ah, oui. So I am. Ah, well.
Just gonna ignore it.
So you're not going to do anything about this guy.
No.
He probably doesn't even have a license.
Ah, a license. This I had not considered.
So what are you going to do?
The instant I return to the station, I shall check.
Return to the station? Why not just ask him?
And spoil his concentration? What kind of a barbarian do you take me for? Ah, you are a clown.
Do I look like a clown?
Yes.
No, although you juggle like one. Now, if I'd known you were a clown, it would have been amusing. And not a humiliation for you.
What do you mean?
Who ever heard of a plainclothes clown?
He had a point. So you're saying that if I juggle badly with a red nose, I'd be the king of comedy. But if I juggle badly without it,
You look like a pathetic loon. Oui, monsieur, you have it.
Okay, why is this important information?
I'll see you around.
Oui, monsieur, I'll be there.
Okay, let's try to open the sewer with the key. Okay, you can still see
Hey.
me.
Hey, you! What do you think you are doing? Leave that comer alone. Now.
Sorry, no harm intended.
You stay away from that.
Okay.
It was the soggy tissue. Per disciplinum.
A bit of a stain.
Okay, still nothing.
Hoping for a big insight while squinting through a hunk of statuary. Had been pretty optimistic, I guess. Well, I could have, but other than...
Okay. How or where to use it?
It was a bright
cafe. I don't think there's anything here.
There was nothing inside the... Excuse me.
Stobart! I did not expect to see you so soon after that unfortunate business at the museum.
Inspector Rosso was completely satisfied with my explanation.
Ah, yes. You were accidentally trapped in an Egyptian sarcophagus.
It could happen to anyone.
Indeed, as could being knocked unconscious by a wooden salmon. What do you want now?
Maybe not.
Okay, so he just doesn't want to talk to Moo about anything
Is
new.
Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur. It's Stobart, monsieur. He insists on talking to you again.
Thank you, Moo. What now, monsieur?
Okay, sure.
Have you heard of the Knights Templar?
Les Templiers. But of course, monsieur, their fame is widespread throughout France. We haven't forgotten them, unlike the rest of Europe.
It was the King of France who persecuted them, though.
Indeed.
That shook his cool. Underneath his cultured facade, the man was real twitchy.
Is he a Templar?
You're obviously a great admirer of the Knights Templar.
They were men of great honor, monsieur. The flower of chivalry.
Not everyone would share your views, Inspector.
Not everyone shares my passion for Bartok.
But if the Templars were as honorable as...
That's enough. I do not wish to hear your uninformed opinions, Stobart.
Why do you get so wound up about the Knights Templar? They've been dead for centuries. I shouldn't have pushed my luck. Maybe his ancestors were Templars. Whatever. I saw the anger flare in his eyes like a distant summer thunderstorm.
The Templars were the first true internationalists. 800 years on, and still the world is fragmented by nationalistic flag-waving fools. You will excuse me.
Okay.
Excuse me,
What do you...
is Rosso here?
Oh,
Yes, he is. You wish to...
I thought I was gonna
Not really.
talk about the what we just
See you
discussed.
later, Sergeant.
Okay. Do I go to the museum?
Pardon me. Oui, monsieur? Oh, it's you. Well, what do you want now? You're not going to try to hide in that closet again, are you?
Do you recognize this tripod?
It is vaguely familiar.
I should think it is.
Very similar to the one which we used to have here at the museum. In fact,
That's what I thought.
but this is obviously a poor copy.
Right. I hear your tripod was stolen.
Nothing travels faster than bad news. It is true. It happened last night. I always said that alarm was no good.
Thanks for your help. Hi, Andre.
Hello,
What's with the...
Haven't you heard?
Oh.
The tripod was stolen.
No kidding.
Oh wow,
I
that's
just
bad.
don't get it. So many other treasures, and the thieves choose the tripod.
A modern-day alchemist, perhaps?
Who knows? There's no shortage of crazies in Paris. Hey, I visited Nicole's apartment.
Yeah, she told me you came by.
Ooh, quite a fine Georgie boy. I didn't expect anything quite so sexy.
I hope you're referring to the manuscript.
Oui, of course.
What did you make of the manuscript?
It dates from the time of the Crusades.
We guessed that from the Templar seal.
It's a story and pictures like a modern-day comic book.
What story does the manuscript tell?
I don't know. It was probably produced for the tourist market.
Tourists?
Oh, oui, pilgrims in their thousands on their way to Jerusalem. The tourist trade is nothing new, you know. It's been around for centuries. Ever since Joshua made a packet selling souvenir bricks from the walls of Jericho.
Have you deciphered any of the images on the manuscript?
There's very little I can be sure about. The slang of the bull could be a reference to Mithras.
Who's he?
A Persian god, almost as popular as Christ at one time. The only thing I can be sure of is the knight. He's Spanish.
How can you tell that?
The writing on the shield, the reference to Ave Maria. No self-respecting knight from Northern Europe would have borne a coat of arms like that.
Can you identify the knight's coat of arms?
I already did, Georgie. He's a member of the De Vasconcelos family from the Costa Calida.
Were they famous?
No, they're not mentioned after the 15th century.
Oh.
The spotlight of history moved on. They're probably long dead.
Do you think the manuscript could be the map to the Templar treasure?
Frankly, no. That's too far-fetched. The manuscript is interesting enough and a rare find, but that's all.
Wouldn't it be terrific if it was a map, though? The treasure of the Knights Templar.
A romantic notion, Georgie, but extremely improbable.
By the way, I found this tripod-looking thing.
Oh, Andre? Oui? What would you say if I told you I knew who'd taken the tripod?
I'd call the police and have them arrested.
That's what I thought.
Who was it?
Oh, I don't know, really. It was just a hypothetical question.
That's too bad. If I could get my hands on the thief, I'd wring his neck.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we go to whatever that place was called. To Jerusalem? Yeah. Or, well, I mean, that's not Jerusalem, but a new place at least. Yeah, well, I guess I'll go there next time. Let me talk to Nicole real quick.
It's me again.
Hi, George.
Oh, now I'm sitting
Look.
here.
About that tripod.
I hope you're still not angry with me.
Oh no, not really. That was some feat. Abseiling through the skylight, I mean.
I haven't done anything like that since I was at school.
You were great. But next time you plan a stunt like that, please warn me. Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Oh, I have to walk up there. Wait, one of them is missing. This one. Is it because we have the answer now? Okay.
That's the tripod.
Well then,
I
let me
have to
leave
go.
her home.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Alright, then I guess I'm gonna end it here for now. So, back. I guess I'm gonna stream tomorrow. Probably. Or the day after that. So, yeah. I'll see you